transfer trauma into creativity. Today we're going to be featuring David Choe. Here's a quote: "Creation is the highest form of recovery." David Choe said that. Now here at Social Yet Distant, you all know that we are about art, how it's used in all its forms to tell the stories, and that hopefully heal. Form, media, etc. doesn't really matter. It's through the journey, through whatever life force has thrown your way. It's about taking the lessons and sharing them with the universe to commune, share, and grow. I've known of David Choe for quite a while, but I never knew David Choe. And I still don't, but I know the ones of us when I see them. So let me ask you this. Did you ever look at your life and say, how can something this messed up turn it into anything beautiful? At the heart of today's story is a story about turning chaos, pain, and trauma into raw, unapologetic art. That's the question. So who is David Choe? David Choe is a world-renowned artist, writer, podcaster, and TV host. We talk a lot about him today, and I encourage you to go and investigate his work and all he's been up to. His art, his words, and even his crushes are as explosive and as unfiltered as the life behind him. He grew up caught between the two extremes. He was told that he was destined for greatness, but also he was a complete disgrace. And I can kind of understand that. I could have been the golden child, but instead, since I felt so unseen and so unheard, I chose drugs and juvenile institutions instead. Those mixed messages became rocket fuel for his creative drive. It morphed into mine. No BS. I polished my writing craft by writing letters to parole boards, to mamas, lawyers, and the girlfriend who's about to run off with Jody. The tension for David and myself was between pride and shame, love and rejection, and that becomes a canvas for everything that David would one day create, the modus operandi for me as well. There is art as transformation. Instead of burying his shame, David turned it into art. Every piece of graffiti on a wall, a painting in a gallery, a fragmented story on film, they all became a form of alchemy. He poured humiliation, rage, joy, and grief into color, in form, until the same emotions that nearly destroyed him began to pay the bills and build his own legend. I should be so lucky to get cut with a legend art. David's work, born out of chaos, became an act of healing, not just for him, but for everybody who saw themselves reflected in it. In my case, a deeper dive into David revealed just a guy like me, maintaining his balance through art and service to the communities that he served. From the streets to major commissions, like his early graffiti and some painting that he did for a small company called Facebook, his creative instinct turned his trauma into testimony. We're talking about addiction, chaos, and collapse. When you make that kind of transformation, it doesn't really come clean and easy. Decades of addiction, gambling, and compulsive behavior sent David through brutal cycles of both highs and lows. And for years, he chased intensity, whether it was through art, through risk, or self-destruction, until the noise just became too loud to ignore. And eventually, like most of us, he was forced to confront the wounds that he'd spent a lifetime painting over: childhood trauma, buried shame, and the pain that fueled his action, addiction. That confrontation marked the beginning of a difficult but necessary healing process. It's slow, it's an uneven road, and it demands as much courage as any masterpiece that he's ever made. There's radical vulnerability and forgiveness involved. What truly changed everything was his radical honesty. David began showing up in the public the same way he did in his art studio, unfiltered, open, vulnerable. He tore down walls between the artist and the audience, between persona and the person. And in speaking about his trauma, his addictions, even his most shameful moments, He modeled what it means to meet yourself with compassion instead of denial. He believes that complete vulnerability, especially about the ugliest, darkest parts of who we are, that's the real path to forgiveness and freedom. Other seekers like myself know, and we look for this. Brutally honest. When you face your shame and you allow it to breathe, it loses its power to control you. You end up with life, faith, and creative survival. In recent years, David's story has evolved from survival to one of gratitude. His projects, like the Choe Show, explore the same themes that built his life: brokenness, redemption, and the messy miracle of us being human. He speaks to us about faith, family, and forgiveness, not as a tidy resolutions, but as an ongoing practice. From gambling tables to gallery walls, from the chaos of the addiction to the quiet discipline of healing, his journey keeps circling back to the one truth: creation is the highest form of recovery. Now, this isn't just the story of one artist, Mr. David Choe. It's a reminder that if pain is already a part of your life, you might as well make it your material. Make it your fuel. Help it, use it to stoke your own internal fires. When you stop hiding your story, and you start shaping it, even the moments that almost destroyed you can become the truest, most powerful work that you will ever create. So maybe the question isn't how can something this messed up become beautiful? Maybe it's what beauty is still waiting inside your pain. I'm going to include links to all of David's work. Appreciate you coming to the Social at Distance, and stick around. We got lots more coming. Thanks, guys. Have a great